I do look tired.
Yeah, you do. I told you that.
Maybe I didn't get enough sleep last night.
I don't know.
Or that's just my face now.
That's what you say every time you have bags under your eyes.
That's because it's like every time now, don't I?
Yeah, but like, do you moisturize? Like some of the dudes, exactly.
No.
So you gotta moisturize and do that kind of stuff, or else.
I rub sand in my face just like a gritty dude. Good morning, Jess. All right. What's up, Brad?
What's going on, Brad?
Guys, guess what's happening? Happy Friday to you, Brad. Hey, Lisa. Guess what's happening next week?
I'm in denial.
Oh, an election's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I know what you're thinking. Oh no, here's another Craig and Nicole political rant show.
I'm so not political at all. Craig wanted to do the show, and I was like, really? I don't know. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm really not either. But here's what we're going to talk about, regardless of what side, because we don't really care. We're not really talking about either side and which one we believe in or anything of that nature. But we are saying is how it might affect you and the real estate market. That's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah, I guess. I've thought about this quite a bit, and I've had lots of questions about this here probably in the last couple months. What do you think is going to happen when the election's over? Blah, blah, blah. So I think that's why we decided to do the show today.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to say 5. I'm in line to vote watching this. Nice, Brad. Nice. We'll help you make up your mind. No, we won't. But anyway.
No.
So here's what we're going to say first. If President Trump gets reelected, we think it might be good for the real estate markets. We think, they're not going to change a lot of like financial regulations and stuff like that. So it's kind of like if you can go pre-coronavirus and pre-COVID, our markets were, the inventory was really low, but they were healthy and they were moving quickly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going to happen if the president gets reelected. So
yeah, I know he owns a lot of real estate and stuff and runs things like a business. So I think he knows that housing is a vital part of that. So I think that it's probably going to be pretty good for us.
Yeah, and remember, we're going to do one about if Vice President Biden gets elected also. So don't worry, we don't need any political comments.
No.
We don't care. We're not going to acknowledge him.
We aren't?
We might not.
Yeah, that might be true.
We reserve the right to acknowledge it. The Nicole and Craig Show, LLC, decides... no, anyway.
We should make an LLC. That's a good idea.
Why? We're not making any money. What's the point?
I know, but we're trying.
We got to protect this.
Yeah.
Intellectual media.
Uh-huh.
Anywho, okay, so now let's talk about from the other perspective, which is surprisingly, it's going to be about the same answer. But if Vice President Biden gets elected... he's said he's going to raise taxes on the wealthy, so that might not affect our area too much. But he also is going to roll back some of the business tax stuff, which might hurt small business, even that's already hurt due to the coronavirus. So I do think the commercial market is going to feel more of a downturn than the residential market. What do you think?
Yeah, I probably agree with that. I think taxes are always a hard thing, and especially with Corona right now, a lot of businesses are struggling. Yeah. So if they have to pay more taxes or whatnot, it just might not. It might be the end for a lot more, I think.
Yeah, and there are some economists also that say that might hurt the stock market a little bit more, and if the stock market gets hurt, that might make real estate a more safe investment for your clients. Yep. So. That might be something. So either way, I think the residential market, is going to be okay. So we're going to move to number 3. Some people talk about there being a slowdown after the election. I still think consumer confidence really drives our marketplace. I think it really is the best deciding fact, I guess, or number that says how strong the real estate market is. If people are confident, they're okay with changing their career. They're okay with buying a new house. They're okay with downside. They're okay with all that stuff. So I think that'll help a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're in a lucky spot where we're at because we have a lot of people coming over from Illinois still. There is still quite a bit of economy going on in our area. So I think we are very lucky in this part of the country to be able to do a lot of that, Yeah. I think people are going to be, if the taxes do go higher, they're going to start investing in real estate because, as we all know, real estate's a good long-term investment no matter what you do, for the most part. So, yeah, I think that too.
Yeah, I think that's good. And that brings us to our number 2 point, which, by the way, we can't do a show like this without talking about the coronavirus and COVID. I mean, it's still probably a bigger impact on our marketplace versus the presidential election.
Yeah.
I think this is a very turbulent or tumultuous, what do you want to say?
It's hard. I think COVID and the election and things always get a little crazy during an election year. But right now with COVID on top of that, it's like, it's crazy town.
Yeah, I think that's, and
I don't know
and crazy town.
I don't know how else to say it, but it's crazy town.
Well, and our inventory is still so low, it's crazy. So I still think the stuff that hits the market is still going to move because there is still a high demand and a low supply of homes. So
well, let's talk about this though. After the election, so the couple things, we haven't had a slowdown since basically 2008. And we're pretty cyclical when it comes to that. So it's like, I think that's why you keep hearing more and more about how that's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I think there's other...
Hey, Kelly.
I think there's other factors into play that aren't going to really let the housing market dip right now just because, it really can't. So do you think there's going to be more inventory after...
Nicole,
Nicole.
Unless the zombie apocalypse happens and then everything's out the window.
That's true.
We should do a show on the zombie apocalypse. We should do that.
100%.
Real estate prices are going to plummet if that happens. Though.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. How are the neighbors? They're good, but they really like eating human beings, so better stay away from them.
But so what do you think after the election, even though we do have Corona going on, do you think that inventory is actually going to finally increase in the spring?
I think our best shot of that happening would be if something does come through with like a vaccine for this virus and stuff like that. If that goes through and we can cut our numbers down, like our numbers are going up pretty dramatically recently.
Yeah.
So I think if we can get some kind of a vaccine distributed to everyone and that happens in a quick manner, I think the inventory will open up and that'll kind of fix things.
Nicole and Craig show PSA for the day. COVID is still out there. Use your safety equipment. Wash your hands. Do all of those things still, guys. Okay?
Yep. Wear a mask. Do all that kind of good stuff. Okay, and our number one thing about how the election could impact the market is almost not even a number one for this topic, but
kind of.
Kind of. I mean, basically, I don't think it's going to affect our market too dramatically, and I say that because right now we're having an influx of buyers coming out of the state of Illinois. Illinois' situation does not appear that it's going to get any easier as far as property taxes and things like that. So I think we are going to continue to have a lot of buyers coming over the border to buy in Northwest Indiana. So I don't think it's going to affect our market as much as it's going to affect the national. The national models might say, hey, look, this real estate's going to take a dip and things like that. Ours are not going to follow those, or it will not be as bad as the national models.
I don't think so either. Even when Corona hit, we weren't nearly as bad. I think we were only down, 25%?
Hold on. No, our market is still up. I mean, our inventory
when
volume...
Corona first started.
Oh.
Wasn't this area down 25% and everybody else was 40 or 50%?
We were still outpacing 2019,
yes.
Which is weird.
I know.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that... I think with the situation in Illinois, we are very lucky right now. I think that's going to continue to help push us through the election, through the pandemic, all those kind of good things. So, and I have to say, I think Lake and Porter County are doing a really good job. Anytime I go out, people do have masks on. I don't really see a whole lot of people without them. So everybody is thinking about their neighbors and other people by doing that. And I think that's helpful for us in general, being able to stay open and do the things that we're doing.
Definitely. So I guess it's still a good show. I mean, it wasn't
it's kind of
a lot
serious
of doom
today,
and gloom. Yeah.
But it's the big thing that's happening right now. I think. Was it next Tuesday? We'll find out.
Yeah.
So I guess we could talk about it on our next Friday show.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Unless that zombie apocalypse comes along.
I was watching some zombie apocalypse show with my kids. They're Last Kids on Earth or something. And it was about these kids. They're the last kids, and they're fighting all these zombies and doing all this stuff. So that's what that reminded me of. Sorry. Yeah. That was super boring for anybody who hasn't seen that show, but whatever. I'm surprised you're not making fun of me for that, to be quite frank.
I don't even know where to start. I do not even know where to start. I was going to say the energy level for this show is kind of down, but there you go at the end and make me laugh with that statement.
I think it's kind of serious. It was kind of a serious show, so you had to put a little levity in the end,
I gotcha. Mary Poppins? Mary Poppins? What's she talking about, Mary Poppins?
I don't know. What does that
Cynthia,
mean?
what's all that about?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Wasn't she was a nanny, right? Mary Poppins was a nanny?
Yeah, maybe she's talking about my dress, the dress that I say I don't really like that I'm wearing today. That kind of, now that I think about it, looks like Mary Poppins. Thanks, Cynthia. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever.
How do I stop this show?
Get out
Anyway,
of
thanks everyone for watching the show. Mary Poppins is your favorite movie. All right.
Okay. And we are still working on YouTube stuff, trying to get the YouTube channel kind of up and running. So for those of you that haven't checked it out, yes, we are. I had Gabby working on it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm not doing anything for that.
No, you're not, but I am. So just so you guys know, so we'll put all of our shows in one place. It just takes forever to render everything all together. So we're working on it.
Working on it. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Any other topics? Oh, we did get a bunch of topics. I did get a bunch of topics.
What? You didn't tell me that?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll go through those.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan sent us a bunch of topics.
Okay.
So, all right. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, I think that's
Already
it for
said
today.
that. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.